What's going on? This is Marco Liano. Man, it has been a very long time since I've been in front of the camera here on my YouTube channel. Really the last few months, it's been a crazy journey. Sometimes you really gotta take the time for yourself to recognize how far you've come. Because since I think March 19th is when I was laid off from my job. Yeah, March 19th was when I was laid off from my job. It is currently January 16th, and it's hard to imagine. I mean, not hard to imagine. It's just, it's crazy how things happen, how things unfold. I would have never really imagined I'd be in the position I am now. And just I recognize how far I've come, and really understanding that this is a journey, this is a process. And when I first started in my videography business, I had the courage to get started. My last video that I posted here on the channel, it's how to start, and I haven't followed up with that video. And this is why I'm becoming intentional of actually putting out a video. I'm following my own advice. It's a brand new year, and I'm really dedicated and focused on creating, bringing value, and really showing up for the world, right? Because I've realized in my day-to-day life, because I decided to show up for myself, because I decided to take those uncomfortable steps, decided to speak my truth, people have felt those shifts around me. And I recognize how powerful that is to be able to do that, not only for yourself, but what kind of ripple effect and impact it has on other people. And for the longest time, I was really hesitant on coming back to YouTube because of what I've known before. I left all my videos that I had originally done almost 2 years ago. They're on my channel, and you can see them, you can watch them. The person that I was then is very, very different than who I am now. I think I'm gonna speak into that. And the person I was in those vlogs during that phase in time, I stopped vlogging for one reason. It's just because it didn't feel real, it didn't feel authentic to me. I felt like I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't, because you're always in this frame that you have to entertain somebody, or you have to put on a show, or it has to be funny, it has to be entertaining, it has to have all these effects to keep people's attention. And ultimately, when I wasn't getting the result that I wanted, or I thought I wanted, that's when I stopped making videos for myself, at least showing it myself in front of a camera. And that how to start video was really what initiated my videography business and my videography career, was to put out content so that people can recognize that this is the path that I'm choosing. And when I did that, guys, recognize that I did it with just my iPhone. Like literally, this is the phone that I use, my iPhone XR, and I shot the video and didn't know what to do, but I just went out and created. And that was a pivotal moment for me, because it was, I didn't plan it out, I didn't have a script, I didn't have anything. I just went out and started shooting. Like right now, I decided to just hop on in front of the camera. I don't really have much to talk, or not that I don't have much. I didn't have anything planned out for me to talk about. I'm just hopping in front of the camera and allowing whatever flows through me, what's coming up for me, to transmute to you. And I think that's where I get to show up more powerfully every single day, or every time I decide to record videos, is to show up and just be me, right? Not being somebody that I'm pretending to be. I really want to be the most authentic, vulnerable, transparent version of me to share online. Because the challenge that I've had with social media and the online world per se is there's so much fakeness and facade of masks that people wear of who they feel they need to be, that they forget who they are, and they're always caught up in what somebody else is doing. And I got stuck in this trap for a long time until I actually started creating. And it's funny because there's this kind of cycles where I started to come back into that phase of just over consuming and not creating. Just because you start doesn't mean you can stop improving yourself or stop working on yourself. And 2019 was really one of the hardest, most difficult, challenging breakdowns of my life, yet it was one of the most revealing and enlightening and powerful, transformative periods of my life as well, because it really got me to analyze and go deep within myself, go deep within my heart, and understand what is it that I'm here to do? What is it here that I'm here to create? I'm not just here to go to a job that I don't like and complain about it and not do anything with my life. Like, there's a higher purpose here. And so when I got laid off from my job, that was the universe's way of kicking my butt into gear and saying it's either now or never, because I had been talking about it for such a long time that I really wanted to do this. I wanted to go out and do my own thing, be an entrepreneur. I'd never really taken that much action on it, or serious action. I hadn't confronted those fears of what were holding me back. And over the last 3 months, since October, November, up until just recently, this last weekend, I had done 3 or 4 transformational workshops, ranging from 3 days to 8 days at a time. And that's what really like caused me to go deep down inside in my spirit and my being and understand who the heck I am. What am I all about? And it was in the moments where I was like broken down, or I guess the moments where I was being called to share and express my truth and be who I am. Those were the moments I realized I was the most free, I was the most calm, the most magical things happened for me. And I realized like that's what I get to be in more often. And when I look at my YouTube channel, like what I created 2 years ago, there are still people that are watching it. And one of the biggest things that blew my mind and was like a point of like validation per se, or a confirmation, that my biggest video on my channel that surpassed any other video, my video on my height insecurity growing up, the moment where I was the most vulnerable, is the video that got the most views. See, I had it switched around. I thought it was gonna be the video that was the most cinematic, the one that had the most like cool effects, that had the most entertaining things. Like, I thought that was gonna be the one that was gonna be the biggest, right? Like my cinematic reel, I thought that was gonna be super cool, but it's not. It's the one where I was just being me, just be like, hey, this is where I'm at, this is my life. This is what I experienced when I was a kid. More people related to that. More people were able to feel me and know where I was coming from. And that gave me an idea of like, well, maybe I should be more authentic, more vulnerable, share my thoughts, share my feelings. Because in today's day and age, for a male to share his feelings is, I don't want to say it's frowned upon, in a way it is, but it's not often seen. And most guys feel like they will be weak. They feel like they will be taken advantage of, or they won't be this man that cannot express what he's coming from. And I think inherently we as men, because of what societal conditioning has imprinted on us. And what I realized is the most beautiful moments when I connected with the most amount of people, male and female, is when I was my most authentic, truthful self, when I shared my heart, when I shared it unconditionally, not from a place of seeking validation from you. Like, I'm not sharing this so that I can get sympathy or pity from you. I'm sharing this from like the core of my essence, the core of my heart, of like, this is who I am. And accept me or don't accept me, that's okay. I will still love you. I will still appreciate you. And if you don't have those same, reciprocate those same feelings, if you don't like me, like, great. I appreciate that. I honor that. I have enough love within myself that I'm able to do this, that I'm able to confront my fears, confront my challenges, confront the things that are the most difficult to share. I am honoring that within myself, and it is not my responsibility for the way that you feel, right? So when I recognized this, I began to understand that when you're able to channel these emotions, life becomes quite like the flow of water, right? Instead of having a pond that has stagnant water, which represents suppressed emotions, the stagnant water is gonna get murky, it's gonna get all nasty because there isn't a flow. But the moment you clear the blockages and you allow the emotions to flow through you, don't like associate to them, because you're not your emotions, you are just experiencing them. They're visitors. Your emotions are just visitors that are here to teach you something. If you're feeling fear about doing something, that means that there's an area of growth for for you to experience. There's an area of growth that you get to experience when something that you're afraid of is coming up. Like, for example, if you're afraid of getting in front of a camera and speaking to the camera, there's a reason for that. There's an area of growth that you get to experience by letting go of the expectations of what you have to look like, of what other people are gonna think when you're in front of the camera, of thinking about whether what you're saying is gonna make sense. Like, when you can get in a state where you're just flowing, you're just channeling what's coming out through you and letting go of what you think it has to look like. That is one of the most beautiful things for yourself, because that is where you are most authentically you. And this has been the message that I think I've been learning outside of like being in front of the camera. I've been learning to hold this space for people to just have the comfortability and the environment and the support to be able to get in front of a camera and just have fun, just be you, just like smile, have fun, just speak what's on your mind. If something's heavy, like speak it. If something you're excited, like speak it. And I want to be that permission for people. I'm giving myself the permission to be that for you, whoever is watching. But I want this to be a permission for anybody out there that if they feel like they are unable to be authentic, like if they're unable to share their truth, if they're unable to be at their core who they really want to be, like I want this channel to serve as proof in a way, and also as a testament to how life can change when you're truly being yourself and honoring yourself for who you are becoming in the day-to-day process. There's a quote that I said that I heard today. And it was that destruction is loud, right? When something blows up, boom, it is loud, but creation is silent. When the seed is planted in the ground and it's growing, you don't hear the seed. You don't hear it slowly and inch by inch it's growing. You never hear it. Just like when you're growing and you're going through your transformation, you don't experience that very loudly. It's in those moments where your mind says, I should do something, or I should do this. I should record a video. I should make this post. I should edit my video. I should, start drawing. I should speak to that person. I should tell that person how I feel. It's in that moment, that quiet little voice, in which you get to listen to that and hear it, instead of the loudness of the voices in your head of saying, no, I can't do that, I shouldn't do that, or oh, I'm afraid to, or what if somebody else is gonna, what is somebody else gonna think? Those are destructive thoughts that are getting you into your old pattern and your old cycles of who you used to be. The silent little voice, that gut instinct, that gut reaction of, hey, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should say something. And it's like the uneasiness of you get the sweaty palms, you get your throat, kind of like everything's coming up to your throat and it feels like it's impossible to let it out. Like, say it super uncomfortably. Say it even if your voice is trembling, if your legs are shaking. This is something that I've experienced. When you're speaking your truth, it may not be the most pretty way in the very beginning. You'll learn to share your truth and your expressiveness much more eloquently as you go and progress along, because you get comfortable with it. But in the very beginning, you're gonna be shaking, you're gonna be trembling, it's gonna be scary. And just recognize that when you share this, when you express this, that is you growing. That is you developing into the person that you wish to become. That is taking a step forward. That is the creation process. And ultimately what this video is meant to be is me beginning to embody that, and me beginning to really step into that and becoming the best version of myself by taking an action step every single day that's going to get me outside of my comfort zone, and that's also going to be allowing me to get in that flow state of just channeling what's coming to me, where I don't have to think about it. Now, will I do a little bit more like prompted videos or scripted videos down the road? Possibly, just to kind of get more talking points and very structured way of doing things for you guys to follow along. But I also want to get the videos where I'm just flowing, whatever's coming out is coming out, because this is what's the most authentic and vulnerable thing for me. Like, something that I've recently had to overcome, or something that came up for me, is realizing that one of the things that were holding me back is the fear of success. Like, it sounds ironic, but for me, the fear of success meant that I would have to own my power, that I would have to step into the uncomfortable awkwardness of situations that doesn't necessarily feel easy, right? But it's in the area of discomfort where all the growth happens, and I recognize that. And so now I'm practicing just getting in front of the camera. I'm practicing speaking my thoughts. I'm practicing when I'm talking to people, like genuinely be there for them, acknowledge them. If I messed up, like speak that with that person. It's still a work in progress, like I'm still working on this, but it's the initiation of that process that you get to overcome. Like you get to do this. So that's really what I wanted to cover in this video. This is me, I guess, declaring that I'm gonna be making more videos on YouTube, and I'm gonna be sharing more of my thoughts, my feelings, my expression, like my expressiveness is really what I want to do here, and to really help people unleash the phoenix within, unleash that truest, most authentic and vulnerable expression of yourself, where you're radiating your light, where you're radiating your true self, your most creative passions, your desires, and living to your fullest potential. Because I think a lot of us are not living in our potential, and that is what really like keeps us up at night at times. I know it has for me, is when I know that I'm not living in my full potential, it bugs me. And so I want to no longer be in that, and now I get to be in the expression of that potential. I get to show up powerfully, and if I create every single day, if I'm putting something out every day, if I'm sharing my thoughts every day, then I get to live in my purpose, which is living in my truth, living in my authenticity, and just loving everyone. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what you've done, I will love you. I may keep my distance if it's not healthy for me, but I will still love you, and love you with my whole heart, and learn to not resent you for something that you did, or anybody in general. And it's a hard thing to do. Because you have to let go of the ego, you have to let go of the things that were holding you back, and you have to embrace love, you have to embrace your heart, you have to embrace your breath, because the breath is the only thing that you really do have, and you should honor your breath, honor that you can take a deep breath in. You're not guaranteed the next one, so be grateful for that. So that's it for this video today, guys. I really thank you so much for being a follower, for subscribing, for watching my videos. This is really the year of ascension. This is the year where we rise up into our wholest expression of ourselves, our truest self. I'm saying this time and time again because I believe it to be true, and I'm really excited to see where things are going to be a year from now, how different life is going to be, how much better life is going to be. But I'm present here now. I'm enjoying the process. I'm so grateful for the process now, and I realize that, man, the journey is everything. You never know where things are going to end up. You never know how things are going to turn out. When things seem like they're not going to get better and they somehow do, you got to trust that. You got to believe that, and I'm here to say that it's all possible. Take that first step and just lean into that discomfort, because on the other side is major growth and transformation. So that's the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below what resonated with you most, what did you like most, and click the like button. Also, turn on the notification bell so you can get notified every time that I upload a video, because I'm going to be bringing you some videos here soon. So really excited for what's to come. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I appreciate you all. You enjoyed the rest of your day. Have a blessed day. Love you. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys later. Peace.